All right. Welcome back, folks. My name is Kennedy. This is another Timeless Tarot reading. Yeah, as always, like, subscribe, comment, the whole bit. If it serves, if it suits your fancy, I'd really appreciate it. Just trying to grow, trying to build that momentum, if you will. Other than that, we'll get started. Spirit, what message do you have for this collective? Ooh. I did a bunch of like small readings, recorded some small readings before I started recording this one. And even as soon as I'm like shuffling and checking into this space, like this is a very different energy than where I was. Yeah, okay. The Strength card showed itself and then popped right back into the deck. I feel like, yeah. Okay, so even with that, I'm getting this like, ooh, I'm gonna do it. Maybe not. Ooh, I'm gonna do it. Nah, maybe not. And like, so it's this like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And now I'm seeing like a car, like someone learning how to drive a stick shift, and it's just like, So maybe you're trying to learn something new. Maybe there's something that you feel like you need a bit of bravery in order to do or in order to accomplish. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you were building, you were growing, you're trying to get organized. It's like, and I like it. I like this energy. So you have this, there's a little bit of like a confidence block. So like, I would really encourage you to do some work with your solar plexus. That's around like confidence, your sense of direction, the like I am statements, things like that. So maybe you like affirmations. If you check my Instagram, I've got some affirmations that you can do on there strictly for your solar plexus, but just like some ones that immediately come to mind are like, I am confident, I am courageous, I am, XYZ. You can create your own too. The more it actually like resonates and hits you specifically, like the better the outcome's going to be. Sorry, I'm stuck on a charging cord. Anyway, first card we have is 3 of Wands. And so that's what I was talking about, this sense of like building. You're building a structure. You're trying to like game plan. You're getting your ducks in a row. You're figuring out what it is. Like I'm hearing tools. You're like trying to make sure that you have all the tools that you need in order to like execute this game plan. And I think you're just realizing there's still more that you need to learn. Yeah, there's still more that you need to learn. And Spirit is also like, really likes Queen of Swords. Like Spirit really likes how methodical and meticulous you're being, but they also don't want you to be so intellectual. Like it is good to gather information, to read, to learn, but sometimes you can get so caught up in the learning that you never start the doing. And so Spirit's, I'm getting like, once you combine the learning with the doing, you are going to hit that goal, hit that mark, 10 of coins. Like I'm hearing you will be unstoppable. The only person that's stopping you right now is yourself and that lack of like confidence. There's a speaker that I started listening to on Spotify, and something that he was saying is like, if you're waiting for it to be perfect, then you're already too late. Like you need to, the new goal is done. Like get it done. It doesn't have to be perfect because like you are constantly going to be polishing. You are constantly going to be rearranging and organizing and learning like what works, what doesn't. And the only way to really learn is by doing and by teaching. So I'm getting a lot of like the motivational content that I listen to. Like I'm getting a bunch of those clips in my head. So maybe that's something else that you're doing as well, is just like listening to motivational speakers, motivational content, and really trying to just like get yourself to this like entrepreneurial mindset, which is great, which is beautiful. But again, I'm just really being like encouraged to emphasize the fact that like you need to do. So, I could, for example, just using myself as an example, I could choose to like be upset that my dog barks occasionally. I could choose to like stop recording. I could choose to say like, oh, this isn't going to be perfect. I just need to like kibosh it and move on. Or, you know, I could think that like, I don't have the best equipment. I'm recording on an iPhone. And it's like, no, like I've accepted that like, you have to start with where you're at and you just have to start doing. Like the best way to learn is by doing, and you're just going to want to keep like churning it out and making it happen. And every step of your journey is going to resonate with someone else. Another thing that I'm getting is the whole, like, you only need to know 10% more than someone else to be of benefit to them, to be helpful, or for them to want to pay you for that service. So all that to say, it's not about getting it perfect. It's about getting it done. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about getting it done. I have to say it one more time. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about getting it done. I'm feeling like you might be a bit of a perfectionist, and then that's just kind of confirmed with this Queen of Swords. Like I'm seeing like pens on a desk being like adjusted, like everything is perfectly in its place. My house would drive you crazy. So yeah, Hangman on the bottom of the deck. It's like we need a new perspective. We need a little bit of a shift in how we see the world and how we're operating. It's like you need to give yourself permission to fail. And it's like there's that whole thing. It's like if you knew you just had to fail 30 more times in order to be successful, like how quickly would you want to fail 30 times? And so it's just kind of giving yourself just permission to you can do it wrong. You can do it wrong and it's still to some extent right because you did it. And a lot of people aren't even putting themselves in the position to like get it wrong. They're just like frozen, analysis paralysis, right? They're like, no, it needs to be absolutely perfect in order for me to present this thing. So anyway, split the deck, the world. Yeah. So this is also, it also came out in reverse. And so like, what I'm getting is also this sense of like, maybe it's content creation that you're interested in as well. And like, as much as we want to think that like the world's going to see what we do, the world ain't going to see your first video. The world is not going to see, the world might not even see your second or your third video. And if they do, then cool, maybe it pops off and then you get, 1 million views on your third video. But then guess what? You don't have anything else for them to see or to look at. So like, what does it matter? And like, even with this day and age, it's like there's this ebb, this flow, this dip, this dive. And like, even people who are professional content creators, they still have things that flop. So just know that like, not everything's gonna be a hit. So you don't need to put all this effort and energy into every single thing that you do. Like, always give your best, but also acknowledge that your best is different every day. And just the more that you continue to be consistent, the more consistent your work overall is going to be as well, because you're going to learn from every single thing that you do, from every single piece of content, or work in general that you create. Like, that consistency is going to be built over time. But yeah, don't get hung up on like, the world's going to see this. Odds are, to start, it might be your mom and your best friend. And you know what? They'll always like it. Well, maybe. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? I think I want another deck. I want a different deck. Let me grab this one. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using, the first one is the Fountain Tarot. This is a favorite of mine. And then now I'm switching to the Elemental Power Tarot. So I like this deck as well. The cards are cool. It's pretty. Sometimes they're just a little bit more difficult to read. So bear with, only because they don't always put the name on each of the cards. So you have to like count. All right, Spirit, what do you want to switch to? What do you want to talk about? What message, Spirit? Oh, thank you. Okay. Also, with this sense of like creation, we also need to give time to rest. We need to make time that we are, Four of Swords, you are giving time to rest. You are taking time to like meditate and to self-reflect. when you get in this cycle of like, I need to create, I need to do, I need to go, you're going to hit burnout. You're going to hit burnout faster. And it's going to make you feel like you're taking steps back. But if you actually create time to rest, create time to this, I'm giving myself a conversation right now too. If you don't create time for rest, Spirit will create time for you, and it'll be in ways that you don't like. So Spirit's just saying, like, have time to rest. Make sure that you are setting that time specifically for you to rest, to reflect. Yeah. And it doesn't have to, make sure it's really passive. It doesn't have to be active. So like, if you think resting is then like making a vacation to where you get stressed out by like putting it together, and then you go out every single day on that vacation and you're just like going, and then you get home and you're like, well, I went on vacation, but I'm exhausted. It's like, well, that wasn't rest. Like, it was fun and you enjoyed it, but it wasn't rest. Now, if you were to go on a vacation, make no plans, and sit on the beach and read a book, like, that's rest. That's nice. You can come back and you can feel rejuvenated. But Spirit's just wanting to say that, like, resting isn't a luxury, it's mandatory. Yeah. I'm supposed to let that sit. Resting is not a luxury, it's mandatory. Yeah. Bottom of the deck. 2 of coins. Balance. You have to have balance in all things. Especially whenever it comes to like building finances. I'm hearing like building your empire. If you're wanting to build an empire, you want something that's going to withstand, that's not going to crumble. Yeah, you don't want, just balance is just very significant to you. It's like you don't want to build yourself up to get to this way of operating that you can't maintain. So it's like, sure, maybe you hustle and you grind and you're doing, I don't know, I'm hearing 80, 100-hour weeks. Like, can you maintain that? No, nobody can. You're going to have burnout. You're going to start having like health issues and problems if you try to keep at that level of operating. 12-12 could be significant. 3-3-33 could also be significant to you. So take that as it resonates. But Spirit's really just saying that, like, this is about balance. You are trying to hit something long-term. This is a long-term goal. This is not short-term. So you need to make sure that it is something you can maintain, and something, 7 of Wands, something that you can really stand your ground with, defend at all times, and something that you really stay passionate about. If you try to go all in, all or nothing, so quick, so fast, so hard, you are going to burn out. It's going to, I'm just seeing it, it's going to go up in flames, and it's not something that you're going to be able to like maintain or defend or even want to. You know, if you don't really weave rest into your existence and into the longevity of this project, then when it goes up in flames, you're almost going to be relieved. So Spirit's like, if you want this to work, it needs to be something that you're able to maintain and really see going the distance. Hercules could be significant. That song, I Can Go the Distance. Right? And like, he put in a lot of training, and there was a lot of like effort and energy, and it's something that, you know, you really want to maintain. And the best way to do that is to like have faith in yourself, trust yourself that you know what's best for you. I'm getting that you really need to learn how to connect and to listen to your body, and to start really tuning into the signs that it gives you. Yeah. I know that when I start getting stressed out and overworked, I start craving sugar. Like, I'm a salty girl. I like salt. And as soon as my body's like, but maybe you need a soda, maybe you need a bit like candy, maybe you're craving, like, as soon as I start craving sugar and it's not dark chocolate and I'm not on my cycle, then I'm just like, something's amiss here. So Spirit's just really wanting you to start connecting to your body and really tuning into what it has to say, because your body is always trying to communicate with you. It is always trying to tell you what's up and what's going on. Because like, it wants to make it to the finish line too. This card's calling to me. Yeah, 3 of Coins. So again, there's 2 3s on the table. So 3 3 33 could be significant. Maybe you are 33 years old. Yeah. There's also this sense of like community, building and working with others, building and working with a community that you trust, that you know. And I'm also getting boundaries. Boundaries need to be put in place. It's like, make sure that you are working with people who really see the same goal as you, not just, I'm getting this message of just like, don't, as much as you love others, don't put them in the position to fail, or don't put them in a position that like, you know, they don't want to be in long term. As much as you might want to help them, I'm really getting this sense of like offering a job to someone just for the sake of like trying to help them, whenever you know that that position or whatever that like work area is doesn't serve them. You're just trying to help in a way that's actually only hurting you in the process. That's for someone very specific. It's like, as much as you want to help others, try to do so. 555, it was 1555, 555. Change is going to happen. People are going to shift and change around you. And so just know that like, it's okay to, sometimes it's in love to create distance. Sometimes it's out of love to create space. So Spirit's just really wanting you to know that like, you're going to have to work with others, but you also need to recognize other people's skill sets and put them in places where they can shine. And you can't, this is going to be hard enough for you, so you can't try to give others like the easy way out. You're not helping anybody by giving them the easy option. Yeah, it's just delayed. It's just going to be a delayed negative interaction. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. King of Wands, baby. This is, again, this is something very much like, it's, I'm hearing, you got the goods, you got the passion, you've got the spark, you've got the creativity, you've got the intellect, you are setting yourself up for success. The only thing is that Spirit really the shadow side of the King of Wands is sometimes he just works to work. And so as much as you love your job, you love your business, you love what it is that you're doing, you really need to make sure that you are not burning yourself out. This is a dual message for me too, but it's like, you need to find things that are fun and that spark your passion outside of your work. You need to find hobbies that keep you healthy, keep you strong, keep you mentally flexible, agile. I'm here, mobile, agile, futile. You know, maybe you really get into films, maybe you really get into movies in that way, but it's like, you need to have something that takes you outside of work so that it can also inspire you whenever you get back into work. Spirit saying like, yes, you love your job, you love what you do, you love this thing that you have like dedicated yourself to, but in order to maintain that love, you also need to have other things outside of it to support you. Yeah, I'm feeling like that's the end. Bottom of the deck, last one. Yeah, High Priestess. Yeah. High Priestess was showing up, and it's just like, you really need to learn how to trust yourself, that like inner knowing. We really need to create time to rest so that you can stay connected to your inner knowing. And it's basically, Spirit's just like, every time you neglect yourself, you are basically saying like, I don't matter, I'm not worthy, my health, wellness doesn't take priority over the other things. And like, that's not a good relationship to have with yourself. You want to be in tune with yourself. You want to be connected to yourself. You want to hear the warnings before they become like catastrophes or incidents or harm on yourself and on your body. You don't want to get to the point where like you collapse because you haven't slept, or you stopped drinking water because you just weren't paying attention to what it was that your body needed. So Spirit really wants you to get like habits in place where you are taken care of, so that you're not ever neglecting yourself to your work. As much as you love it, as much as you're passionate about it, and as much as you see the benefit that it can bring to others, you need to make sure that you are prioritizing your health, your well-being, so that you can continue to be of service to others. Because it seems like that's what you really want to do. and you really want to see this be successful, not only for yourself, but like I'm getting for your future, for your family, for those that you love. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this reading. Whenever it finds you, day or night. And again, if you'd like to support me, you can like, comment, subscribe, share this reading if you think it will hit for someone else. I have a tip jar. You can look at the description, Cash App, Venmo, it's there. Not expected, but appreciated because of, you know, the society that we live in. So anyway, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.